Hey guys, this is PrimEval back with part 2 of our game as the Iroquois. Here we just cleared out our second barbarian camp. So Raging Barbarians is on, but we haven't had too much trouble with them, unlike Lean Startup as the Greeks, who apparently is having quite a bit of trouble with those Raging Barbarians. So I'm actually recording the audio for a second time for just the first 4 minutes or so of this video. I think later on we'll see a massive frame rate drag, and if you were one of the few subscribers who watched this video before I actually put it in a playlist and advertised it, there's actually some audio desync issues as a result. So I'm just going to commentate the first 4 minutes or so for the second time. Here in our capital, we just finished the pyramids. And so now we have a total of 6 workers, which is pretty nice. We didn't build a single one of those ourselves. We stole 2 of them from city-states, we got 2 of them off the pyramids, we rescued 1 from a barb camp, and we got 1 off of the Liberty Tree. So since I'm planning to take advantage of all this great land that we have to ourselves, we are separated, or pretty safe from France and Greece, by these choke points caused by these water features and the mountain ranges. So I'll want to be squeezing out a bunch of settlers to claim that land, and that means I'll have a lot of tiles that I need to improve. Occasionally you'll see the video skip forward or pause. When it's just sort of hanging, that's, I guess, my video capture software having a bit of trouble. And when we skip forward a lot, it's usually because I've paused the video, either because, so when I made this video I was fighting off a cold, and I still am just a little, and so I probably paused the video to clear my throat or something like that. But I also pause the video in between turns, and sometimes I might get distracted and forget to resume the video, and so that's why you get these abrupt jumps ahead. So there I just grabbed philosophy, or at least started researching that tech. And so we'll want to get our national college up soon, and to make sure our science is doing all right. And so we have a library going up in Osinka, and a library that will be done in 2 turns at our capital. After that, our capital will want to work on a settler, and then we'll buy a library in that second expansion city, and then start work on the national college once we have finished researching philosophy. Here I'm just scouting over to the right. I still have no idea where Spain or any of the other civilizations are, apart from Greece and France. Budapest, of course, is unhappy with me because I stole a worker from them. I think that little bit got chopped off of the first part of my video. I forgot to resume the timer in between turns for that little part. I think the reason for that was because I was racing Spain to grab an ancient rune, and so I didn't end up hitting the resume button in time. Anyways, I think I need to record another minute or so of new audio. So here I think I'm working on the archer first. And so that's because I'm still worried about France or barbarians, and I want to get another military unit before I work on the settler. I also have 6 turns until philosophy, so I don't need to get that settler online quite that quickly. So here, the Greeks have actually gone for a strategy that I generally like to go. They grabbed the Great Library a little earlier, and now they have the Hanging Gardens. That should set them up very nicely for the long game, and hopefully Carls can do something about it. That is, France can attack the Greek nation. We are not really in a good position to do that. There's a huge mountain range and a very narrow pass as far as access to the Greeks go. Alright, so now I'm going to grab my free settler off of Liberty. Going to move my warrior over to protect it. And we'll settle somewhere over here to claim all of these salt. I guess if we want access to these whales, then right over here would be okay, or here. We would have access to these two luxuries immediately. Oh, some more ancient ruins. I guess all of these hills and choke points make this area difficult to traverse, and so no one's actually gone and explored this area yet. So I'm not sure what we got from that rune either. We got a tech, bronze working, so that's really nice. So now we'll squeeze out a settler quickly. I do want access to these whales, and since I did get Pantheon of the Gods, or Messenger of the Gods Pantheon, which gives us science for every additional city, I think I'm going to try to squeeze in as many cities as possible. That might mean, with the city state here, that actually messes up any positioning. So, 1, 2, 3. We could drop our city here, or we could go one more over and then have access to the wheat right away. So I think that's what we'll do. We've got workers. We'll get over to our new city and help that grow. So just send our archer out to keep an eye on things. I guess this is a good spot for a city. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 2 salts and a wheat and these whales. And we don't really have space for more cities. Yeah, so I think I will settle here. And we'll get ready to improve the wheat tile. We're not in a rush for anything else, so I'll build a monument here. And we can start on our road as well, just to get the extra science from Messenger of the Gods. Alright, since I'm feeling pretty safe, I think we'll go up towards education. Go and improve this wheat tile. We'll set ourselves to production focus. Line that up. The library is almost done. I don't think we need to steal another worker, but it's just so easy. It'd be nice to make friends with Lisbon at some point, but I mean, a worker sitting right there, we've got some tiles to improve. Even though we have a massive excess of workers, I'm gonna have to do it. Alright, so if we purchase our library, we can start work on the National College. Our gold is really lagging. And in part that's because we have more workers than we know what to do with. Finished our library, we can get to work on a stoneworks. Put you on alert. Someone's already enhanced their religion. I wonder who that was. This Spanish. They must have a nice world wonder powering that along. So, in terms of where I want to settle my next city, we've got ivory and marble over in this direction. So, I'll just try to space them out. So here we've improved pretty much all the tiles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers. So we have negative gold. That's going to start cutting into our science. So I'm just going to delete this worker here. That'll save our science for a little bit and save us a little bit of upkeep. Switch us over to production focus here. And we'll get our archer escort ready. This settler's probably safe if he takes another step. Just scouting around with this warrior. You can make a farm. I'm probably done with you too. And I'll bring this archer home. Alright, so I do have a bit of a head cold, so I'm not thinking or commentating as clearly, or maybe as loudly as I would want. Let's see. I really want to get my cities growing nicely. I won't settle this settler until I finish the National College. And what I really want to do is explore this area over here and see where the other civs are. This number of workers is getting a little bit out of control, but I don't need to be quite so hasty and delete them just yet. So here we can get some favor with Hanoi by killing this archer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These city-states are actually blocking out a lot of these tiles. I might want to take them over at some point. Anyways, what we really want is this marble, and there's lots of sheep here. That would actually be a pretty nice Petra city. Here, since we have all the workers, we may as well just improve these tiles. In terms of the demographics, we're leading on manufactured goods, 10 points over the median or average. In terms of literacy, we're also doing quite nicely. So Greece, if you'll remember, built the Great Library and the Hanging Gardens. I think up next, we may as well get a shrine online. We finished our farm. Oh man, so Greece is going on a wonder building spree. They just got the Petra there. So someone's going to have to deal with them. Oh, and that's going to be an amazing Petra city. Look at all those desert hills. Anyways, so I think it'll be up to Carl's to do anything about this Greek wonder spamming menace. We're not really in a position to do anything about that at the moment, just because we're so separated by these mountain ranges. Now, so here we can go and grab the +1 scouting visibility range. Take this guy out and move our scout around. In terms of where I want to settle, 1, 2, 3. Right here would be okay. We wouldn't have immediate access to the marble, but that might be alright. If we settle over here, we'll be able to improve the fish tiles. Here we'll have access to the ocean. Pop out another settler. Get to work on a shrine. And we'll move this guy over to make to help improve our most distant city. Alright, so Carl's wants to trade some lugs resources. We have salt, but he doesn't have anything. Right, so in terms of where I want to place this settler, this spot isn't bad in that it gives us access to the coast. In terms of spacing, it's a little farther away than I would want. Let's see what's happening over here. There's still some ancient ruins. Alright, I think I will drop here just because of the marble. In terms of spacing, it might not be the best spot, but well, I can actually wait and think about that until I get the next luxury online, get a little more growth in. Right, so we don't have the technology to make lumber mills just yet. We might want to get that sooner since we are the Iroquois. 1, 2, 3. So if we want to go for ideal spacing, that is packing in cities as tightly as possible, we could have a city here, 1, 2, 3, and then a city on the sheep, which is a bit of a waste. Alright, so this city will go here, and we just won't be able to pack in as many cities as we want. Right, so once we do that Lux trade with Carl's, or our worker gets closer to be able to improve that marble, or if all of that doesn't happen and we go unhappy from Grand River growing here, then we'll plant our city over by the marble. So basically I want to get as much of the 100% growth as possible while our empire is happy before I make us unhappy by settling a city. I.e. just now, Grand River grew, so we're unhappy, and now I can settle this city. And so we will work this marble tile just to get us the extra gold there. And we'll also bring the scout home for a little faster healing. We just built our settler. We definitely have space for a couple more cities, so we'll just get to work on our next settler. In terms of military might, again, we're the weakest. That's because I don't feel any pressure. We're pretty isolated here, except for Carl's, but it doesn't really make sense for him to come across these mountains. We can go and get a granary up, and that'll allow us to work more of these hills. And here, we can go and grab a temple. Monument. Alright. So, we can go and get improving up the marble. And we'll bring our scout into our city to heal up those 10 hit points a little faster. Alright, so where do I want this settler? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can drop him right here by the deer. That would be just great. And then that would leave us 1, 2, 3. We could also drop a city right here. And then that would give us access to this little bit of water. It would be a nice little canal. Alright, so we have traded away our excess salt, and now we are no longer unhappy. We do have a deficit going though, and that's going to chew into our science. So if I can do something about that, I surely would. I guess we can delete another worker. But we won't delete anymore, because if we're going to keep on spamming out settlers, we're definitely going to be putting them to use. We can take some time to get a market online since we have this massive gold issue. This is a good spot for a city, if only because it has so many forests. So we'll go and grab that. Alright, so this settler can go and settle by the ivory, assuming that that hasn't been taken by, say, the Spanish. You can also get started on a monument. So in terms of techs, we're still leading. We're also leading on manufactured goods. We're low on army, although the Greeks are even lower. I don't know if they're at war or they're having a lot of trouble with barbarians. Since we are planning to send our settlers in this direction, what I'll do, so I was considering building a road on this hill just to speed up the travel time, but we don't really have the gold per turn for that type of luxury.